up, y'all? I gotta tell y'all this story, all right? Um, this is like 2015, 2016, right? I was working at one of my jobs way back when, and I got real cool with this lady, right? I ain't gonna say her name for privacy purposes, things like that. So we were always working together, and things like that. So she told me, like, hey, I'm going to a paint and sip in a few weeks, At the time, it was me and my kid's mother when we were together. And she was like, bring your girlfriend, come out and have a good time with us at the paint and sip. At first, I'm like, yeah. And then, like, the next day, I was like, you know what? I'm going to come to the paint and sip. And she was like, yeah, my fiance is going to be there and stuff like that. We can have a good time. And, we can paint, sip, And I before that, I never went to a paint and sip. Like, I heard about it, but I never actually went to a paint and sip. So I was down for it. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I hear about it, and people around me was telling me, yo, the paint and sip, man, it's a vibe. I'm like, all right. So, we get there to the paint and sip. It was on a Saturday, around like 8 p.m. to like 10 p.m. And I actually had a great time. Like, it was a vibe. That was my first paint and sip event of ever in my life. So I'm not gonna lie, like, I had a good time. It was something different, and we was, painting, sipping, things like that. And so we just chilling. We there for like 2 hours and stuff like that. Having a good time, laughing, painting, sipping, all that good stuff. Everybody that's coming in bringing bottles of like wine, beer, liquor, wine coolers. Like, it was a vibe. It was a lot of adult beverages there. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm like, damn, like, I didn't know a paint and sip was like this. I didn't know they be getting turned at paint and sips, you feel me? So, man, we chilling, everything going good. So, it's over with. She, like, her and the fiance, they were next to us, like, across from, you know what I'm saying? She was like, hey, y'all wanna come to my house? I only live like 10 minutes from here, 10 to 15 minutes. So I'm like, I looked at my ex at the time. I'm like, I look like, hey, like, you want to go? She's like, shit, it's cool with me. We can go. So I'm like, all right, cool. I was like, yeah, we gonna come to your house or whatever. She was like, follow me. You know what I'm saying? Like, she had a Challenger. So her and the fiance get in the car, and she's driving. Like, and I was driving fast too. I had a Charger also, but her joint was way, way, way faster. Like, she had like the top, like Hellcat type Challenger engines. So I'm following her. So we get to her house. Go upstairs, we chilling, we having a good time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she had like finger food, like little sub trays, things like that. So we chilling. She put on some music, like top 40. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then, like, she put on, like, after that, she put on, like, the R&B music, Future. Like, she had her playlist was pretty, like, it was a fire playlist. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like 2016. Like, she had Fetty Wap on there, Kevin Gates. Like, it was a mixture, like, of the top 40 back then. Then, like, it had some bangers on it, like Kevin Gates, Fetty Wap, P&B Rock, Future, ASAP Rocky, 2 Chainz, and all that. So we were having a good time, right? So I'm sitting down, like, I'm sipping, and like, she gave us some moonshine. Like, I never had moonshine in my life, but it was good. Like, she had that straight moonshine from Tennessee. I guess a few months ago, her and the fiance went down to Tennessee on a little trip. And they brought back a couple bottles of moonshine. It was good. I'm not gonna lie. It was good. It was strong, but it was good. So I'm already a little tipsy because I was drinking at the Paint and Sip. Mind you, we were there. There was a lot of liquor and all that. She dancing and stuff like that. I'm sitting down, and my girl at the time, she dancing too. Well, my kid's mother, you know what I'm saying? She dancing, I'm letting her dance. And so they were dancing together. Like they were dancing together and stuff like that. And then I looked at her fiance. Her fiance just sitting back smiling, just like, he's like, man, they dancing. Like, you know what I'm saying? What he said to me, I'm like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Then I start thinking, I'm like, what the? So I went to the bathroom. Right? And I used the bathroom, but like the bathroom, I left the door open a little bit, and there was a big mirror, so I could see. Like when I was using the bathroom, it had like a big mirror right there, so I could see what they were doing. Just keep an eye on my shorty, and just, you know what I'm saying, like on the protector and things like that. They all dancing. She dancing very provocative, like with my girl at the time. I'm like, it didn't bother me. You know what I'm saying? Even the homeboy got up and was dancing with her too. Like I didn't mind. Like it was just, I'm right there. You know what I'm saying? He danced with her a little bit, stuff like that. And my girl looking at me, like, what the? Like, and I'm like, I think they some swingers. Like, it came to my mind, like, the stuff she was saying. She like, yeah, come dance with me, Sergio, come on. Like, she was trying to dance with me and all that. I'm like, yo, what the? Like, you know what I'm saying? She was bringing me up to her and put my hands around her and stuff like that. I'm looking at my girl, and she looking at me like, what the? Nah, this ain't that type of party. Because like, I'm not no swinger or anything like that. I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, so they were swingers. So I found that out a few weeks later from one of my coworkers. I guess he has some people that live in the neighborhood that were swingers, and they be hanging out together and things like that. But man, she was like telling us like, yo, you spend a night, stuff like that. Like, y'all can spend a night with us and stuff like that. And her fiance like, yeah, man, y'all can spend a night with us, and man, we can have a good time. You dance with my, you know what I'm saying? Like, but we just laughing and stuff, you know what I'm saying? But like, they were really like low key, like swingers, like heavy swingers. When I found out they were really swingers, like they were going to the swinger events, doing trade-offs. Like, she'll go with the guy, he'll go with the girl, and they were doing it together and stuff. But that night, they tried to get us. Like, they was really trying to get us drunk. Like, you know what I'm saying? My girl kept drinking, but like, I was watching, you know what I'm saying? I was aware. I'm like, okay, we both can't get tipsy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got to be aware of our surroundings because they trying to get us. Like, we newbies. We ain't into no swing. Like, I didn't know what I was walking into. Like, she told me to come over, you know what I'm saying? Me and my girl, like, I'm like, all right, cool. Like, we coming through, having a good time after the Paint and Sip. And then, like, it got awkward, though. Like, when I went to work, it was a little awkward for like a day or two. We was still kicking and stuff like that. But in the back of my mind, I ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted to ask her, like, yo, you really a swinger? Like, you know what I'm saying? But like, I ain't the type of person to be asking questions like that. Like, I don't feel like I'm trying to blow up nobody's spot. Like, they ain't disrespecting me or anything like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? But like, they were real life swingers, like for real, and stuff like that. She always used to be trying to flirt with me anyway and stuff like that. I believe if I would have been like, yo, yeah, I'm down. Like, yo, what's up? Like, I'm trying to get at you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if my shorty was down with it, I think she would have went. Like, they would have went. Like, if I would have let homeboy mess with my shorty and then I mess with her, like, she was down. Like, she was always be flirting with me, talking about how handsome I look and all that and stuff like that. Like, even times she used to tell me to come through, like, when her fiance wasn't there. Like, yo, come over and hang out with me sometimes. He out of town. You know what I'm saying? She was an older white lady, but she looked good though. Like, I ain't gonna lie, but I'm like, nah, I'm not coming over to your house and he pop up. and see me. It was before I even met him. And he popped me, you know what I'm saying? But it was crazy, man. I walked in and met some swingers, and I didn't even know. You really get to know somebody outside of work, for real. And that's all I gotta say, man.